So I met up with my good friend Ed Anderson, who knows I'm a snook junkie when I'm not fishing trout, and he was coming down to Sanibel this spring, and back in October he threw it out there, hey, why don't you just come down to Sanibel and we'll chase some snook around.
Sanibel Island is on the Gulf Coast, just off Fort Myers, kind of north of Naples and about an hour south of Tampa.
All brand new to me. I've been on drift boats and skiffs and rafts and offshore stuff and inshore stuff, but I had never fished out of a kayak before.
I've been coming down here, I don't know, my whole life, certainly, since I was a little baby, and been coming down here fishing probably the last 5 or 6 years real hard. Oh man, you never know what to expect from fishing here. We're doing so many different things. There's great opportunities for beach snook fishing here. Migrating tarpon, there's laid up tarpon in the backcountry, juvenile tarpon everywhere, tailing redfish, you can get permit, you can get pompano, all kinds of stuff. So, and it's a real diverse way of fishing. I mean, you can be out in the Gulf of Mexico one day, you can be in the backcountry the next day. There's a tremendous amount of just opportunities to fish here.
I was absolutely blown away that I could stand on such a small platform and be so rock solid. That was really cool to me, especially fly fishing, because there's so much body motion with the double haul, and you know, you're really throwing your body into it if you want to haul a 9-weight line and get that fly over to the mangroves or to that fish on the flat, whatever you need. So for me, I was just shocked by that.
We're in tandem, drifting across a flat with a drift sock, and just in terms of line management, because there's so much wind out here, I'm trying to loop, just pull in every time I strip. I do about 2 pulls and then keep a loop in my hand, and hopefully that keeps the management okay. Sometimes it'll get tangled, but it's great for line management, whether you're on the bow of a skiff or you're out at the beach. You can just kind of keep your line, and even though you can see it gets tangled, it'll still come out for you. You're not getting your line in the water. It's not getting caught on whatever you're anchored with. You just keep all your line managed, as it were.
You know, the first couple days, with exploring comes a hit or miss kind of program. You might find the fish, you might not.
I mean, just get into water that doesn't get fished regularly, and there are a lot of fishermen around here, so getting underneath them and getting into skinnier water is it's the big advantage we have.
So Jameson made this plan, and I showed up 2 days late, and all his plans were completely thrown out the window, and we had to make something out of nothing. So we went out there and fished areas we hadn't fished before, just searched. Looked for snook, looked for redfish, tarpon, whatever we could find.
We definitely saw a fish. We had a tough first few days, but that's saltwater fishing. I mean, and that's fly fishing. You combine those two things and you're kind of putting yourself behind the 8 ball a little bit.
And I was stoked to fish that area. I had never fished Sanibel before and always wanted to, so finally got to knock that off the list.
One of the things we really like to do while we're down here is kayak in tandem, meaning you can have a guy paddling and controlling your float, so the other guy gets to fish more. Right now, Brooks and I are coming off a little backwoods holla, and we're drifting across a flat tied up. Obviously he's taking some film, but gives me a chance to fish a little bit. So I'm just gonna take this, pull it through the handle, get a nice tight connection, and use the hook that's right there. And we are rafting.
After those first couple of tough days of fishing and exploring, you know, we did start kind of dialing it in, and then lightning struck. What can I say? I'm on a kayak, on a flat, and the last thing I expected on this trip, because I was so snook focused, was opportunity for a permit. Buttoning down on that fish and having my friends around to celebrate with me, and going out and having a beer and a cigar afterwards. You know, the permit, they're just such an exceptional fish. Anyone's a celebration. I don't care if it's your first one or your 50th one or your 500th one. I can't imagine it ever being less excited about a permit at any point. Just getting those things is just an awesome, awesome experience. What a killer fish.
There once was a little boy named Matt Lachey. He went into the woods to see what they had to say. Everything he knew about fishing in the mangroves, he learned from world famous author John Huber.